Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Henry VI Part 2. We're the apprentices doing Henry VI Part 2. We're so glad to share this show with you. I'm Marielle.
And I'm Kirsten. And as Marielle said, we are all the apprentices of Commonwealth Shakespeare Company, and we have been studying acting with them for the past 8 weeks, and these performances are the culmination of our work.
Most of us have either graduated from college or are about to graduate and going on to act professionally.
And before the show starts, we'd like to take a second to thank our hosts, Babson College and Sorensen Center for the Arts.
If you like what you see tonight, definitely come support our fellow apprentices in Henry VI Part 3. And of course, come see Richard III on Boston Common. If you want any information about this, check out the ComShakes website. That's COMMSHAKES.org.
Just please take a moment to make sure your phones are silenced and enjoy the show.
Suffolk, arise. Welcome, Queen Margaret. I can express no kinder sign of love than this kind kiss. O Lord, that lends me life, lend me a heart replete with thankfulness. For thou hast given me in this beauteous face a world of earthly blessings to my soul. Its sympathy of love unite our thoughts.
Great King of England and my gracious Lord, the mutual conference that my mind hath had, by day, by night, waking and in my dreams, in courtly company or at my needs, with you, my older liefer sovereign, makes me the bolder to salute my king, with ruder terms such as my wit affords, and overjoy of heart doth minister.
Her sight did ravish, but her grace in speech makes me from wondering to weeping joys. Such is the fullness of my heart's content. Lords, with one cheerful voice, welcome my love.
Long live Queen Margaret, England's happiness.
We thank you all. My Lord Protector, so please your grace. Here are the articles of contract of peace between our sovereign and the French King Charles.
In premise, it is agreed between the French King Charles and William de la Pole, Marquis of Suffolk, ambassador for Henry, King of England, that the said Henry shall espouse the Lady Margaret, daughter unto Rainier, King of Naples, Sicilia, and Jerusalem, and crown her Queen of England ere the 30th of May next ensuing. Item, that the Duchy of Anjou and the County of Maine shall be released and delivered to the King her father.
Uncle, how now?
Pardon me, good gracious Lord, some sudden qualm hath struck me at the heart, and dimmed mine eyes that I can read no further.
Uncle of Winchester, I pray, read on.
Item. It is further agreed that the Duchies of Anjou and Maine shall be released and delivered to the King her father, and she sent over of the King of England's own proper cost and charges, without having any dowry.
They please us well.
Lord Marcus, kneel down. We here create thee, the first Duke of Suffolk, and gird thee with the sword. Cousin of York, we here discharge your grace from being regents in parts of France. Thanks, Uncle Winchester, York, Gloucester, Buckingham, Somerset, Salisbury, and Warwick. We thank you all for the great favor done in entertainment to my princely queen. Come, let us in, and with all speed provide to see her coronation be performed.
Brave peers of England, pillars of the state, to you, to Humphrey, must unload his grief. Your grief, the common grief of all the land. What? Did my brother Henry spend his youth, his valor, coin, and people in the wars to conquer France, his true inheritance? Have you yourselves, Somerset, Buckingham, brave York, Salisbury, and victorious Warwick, received deep scars in France and Normandy? Or have my Uncle Beaufort and myself, with all the learned counsel of the realm, studied so long, sat in the council house early and late, debating to and fro how France and Frenchmen might be kept in awe, and had his Highness in his infancy crowned in Paris in despite of foes? And shall these labors and these honors die? Oh, peers of England, shameful is this league, fatal this marriage, canceling your fame, blotting your names from books of memory, defacing monuments of conquered France, undoing all as all had never been.
Nephew, what means this passionate discourse? For France 'tis ours, and we will keep it still.
Uncle, it is impossible we should. Suffolk, the new-made duke that rules the roost, hath given the duchy of Anjou and Maine unto the poor King Rainier, whose large style agrees not with the leanness of his purse.
By the death of him who died for all, these counties were the keys of Normandy. And wherefore weeps York, my valiant son?
For grief that they are past recovery. Anjou and Maine, myself did win them both. And are the cities that I got with wounds delivered up again with peaceful words? My God!
France should have torn and rent my very heart before I would have yielded to this league. I never read that England's kings have had large sums of gold and dowries with their wives, and our King Henry gives away his own. To match with her that brings no vantages. A proper jest. She should have stayed in France and starved in France before
My
coming.
Lord of Gloucester, now he wrote you hot. It was the pleasure of my lord the king.
My Lord of Winchester, I know your mind. 'Tis not my speeches that you do mislike, but 'tis my presence that doth trouble ye. Rancor will out, and if I longer stay, we shall begin our ancient bickerings. Lordings, farewell, and say when I am gone, I prophesy France will be lost ere long.
So, there goes our protector in a rage. Consider, lords, he is the next of blood, an heir apparent to the English crown. Had Henry got an empire by his marriage and all the wealthy kingdoms of the West, there's reason he should be displeased in it. Look to it, lords. Let not his smoothing words bewitch your hearts. Be wise and circumspect. What though the common people favor him, calling him Humphrey, the good Duke of Gloucester, clapping their hands and crying with loud voice, Jesu maintain your royal excellence, with God preserve the good Duke Humphrey. I fear me, lords, for all this flattering gloss, he will be found a dangerous protector.
Why should he then protect our sovereign, he being of age to govern of himself? Cousin of Somerset, join you with me, and altogether with the Duke of Suffolk, will quickly hoist Duke Humphrey from his seat.
This weighty business will not brook delay. I'll to the Duke of Suffolk presently.
Cousin of Buckingham, though Humphrey's pride and greatness has placed a grief to us, yet let us watch this haughty cardinal. His insolence is more intolerable than all the princes in the land beside. If Gloucester be displaced, he'll be protector.
For thou or I, Somerset, will be protector, despite Duke Humphrey, or the cardinal.
Pride went before, ambition follows him. While these do labor for their own preferment, it behooves it us to labor for the realm. I never saw that Humphrey, Duke of Gloucester, did bear him like a noble gentleman. Oft have I seen the haughty cardinal, more like a soldier than a man of the church, as stout and proud as your lord of all, swear like a ruffian, and demean himself. Warwick, my son, the comfort of my age, thy deeds, thy plainness, and thy housekeeping have won the greatest favor of the commons, excepting none but good Duke Humphrey. And brother York, thy acts in Ireland in bringing them to civil discipline, thy late exploits done in the heart of France when thou art
our sovereign, have made me feared and honored of the people. Join we together for the public good in what we can to bridle and suppress the pride of Suffolk and the Cardinal with Somerset's and Buckingham's ambition, and as we may, cherish good Duke Humphrey's deeds, while they do tend the profit of the land. So let's make haste away, and look unto the main.
Unto the main? Oh, Father, Maine is lost. That Maine, which by main force Warwick did win, it would have kept so long as breath did last. Maine, chance, Father, you meant, but I meant Maine, which I will win from France, or else be slain.
Thus York must sit and fret and bite his tongue, while his own lands are bargained for and sold. Anjou and Maine, both given unto the French. Cold news for me, for I have hope of France, even as I hope for fertile England. A day will come when York shall claim his own, and therefore I will take the Neville's part, and make a show of love to proud Duke Humphrey, and when I spy advantage, claim the crown. For that's the golden mark I seek to hit. And York, be still a while till time do serve. Watch thou and wake when others be asleep. Till Henry, surfeiting in joys of love with his new bride and England's dear-bought queen, and Humphrey with the peers be fallen at jars, then will I raise aloft the milk-white rose, with whose sweet smell the air shall be perfumed, and in my standard bear the arms of York, to grapple with the house of Lancaster, and, force per force, I'll make him yield the crown, whose bookish rule hath pulled fair England down.
Why doth the great Duke Humphrey knit his brows, as frowning at the favors of the world? Why are thine eyes fixed to the sullen earth? What seest thou there? King Henry's diadem, encased with all the honors of the world? If so, gaze on, and grovel on thy face, until thy head be circled with the same. Put forth thy hand, reach at the glorious gold. What is too short? I'll lengthen it with mine, and having both together heaved it up, we'll both together lift our heads to heaven, and nevermore base our sight so low as to vouchsafe one glance unto the ground.
Oh, Nell, sweet Nell, if thou dost love thy lord, banish the canker of ambitious thoughts. My troublous dream this night doth make me sad.
What dreams, my lord? Tell me, and I'll requite with sweet rehearsal of my morning's dream.
Methought this staff, mine office badge in court, was broken twain. By whom I forgot, but as I think, it was by the cardinal. And on the pieces of the broken wand were placed the heads of Edmund, Duke of Somerset, and William de la Pole, first Duke of Suffolk. This was my dream. Or did it bode? God knows.
Tut, this was nothing but an argument that he that breaks a stick of Gloucester's grove shall lose his head for his presumption. But list to me, my Humphrey, my sweet Duke. Methought I sat in seat of majesty in the cathedral church of Westminster, and in that chair where kings and queens are crowned, where Henry and Dame Margaret kneel to me, and on my head did set the diadem.
Presumptuous dame, ill-nurtured Eleanor, art thou not second woman in the realm, and the protector's wife beloved of him? Hast thou not worldly pleasure at command, above the reach or compass of thy thought? And wilt thou still be hammering treachery to tumble down thy husband and thyself from top of honor to disgrace his feet? Away from me, and let me hear no more.
What, my lord, are you so choleric, with Eleanor foretelling but her dream? Next time I'll keep my dreams unto myself, and not be checked.
Nay, be not angry. I am pleased again.
My Lord Protector, 'tis his Highness' pleasure. You do prepare to ride into St. Albans, whereas the King and Queen do mean to talk.
I go. Come now, thou wilt ride with us.
Yes, my good lord, I'll follow presently. Follow I must. And being a woman, I will not be slack to play my part in fortune's pageant. Where are you there? Sir John? Nay, fear not, man, we are alone.
Jesus preserve your royal majesty.
What sayest thou, majesty? I am but praised.
But by your grace and Hugh's advice, your grace's title shall be multiplied.
What sayest thou, man? Hast thou as yet conferred with Marjorie Jourdain, the cunning witch, with Roger Bolingbroke, the conjurer, and will they undertake to do me good?
This they have promised to show your highness, a spirit raised from the depth of underground, that shall make answer to such questions as by your grace shall be propounded him.
When from St. Albans we make return, we'll see these things effected to the full. Here, Hugh, take this reward, make merry man with thy confederates in this weighty cause.
You must make merry with the Duchess's gold! Merry it shall. How now, Sir John Hume? Seal up your lips, speak no words but moan. The business ask in silent secrecy. Dame Eleanor gives gold to bring the witch, yet have I gold flies to another coast. I dare not say. From the rich cardinal, and the great new maid Duke of Suffolk, for, to be plain, they, knowing Dame Eleanor's aspiring humor, have hired me to undermine the Duchess, and buzz these conjurations in her brain. Hume's knavery will be the Duchess's wreck, and her attainder will be Humphrey's fall. Sword have it will, I shall have gold for all!
My masters will stand close. My Lord Protector will come this way by and by, and then we may deliver our supplications in the quill. He will come see things, and the Queen with him. I'll be the first, sure. My lord! My lord!
How now, fellow? What's anything with me?
Right, my lord, pardon me. I took you for my Lord Protector.
Is this your supplication to his lordship?
And it please your grace, against my master, Thomas Horner, for saying that the Duke of York was rightful heir to the crown.
What sayest thou?
Did the Duke of York say he was rightful heir to the crown?
That my master was? No, forsooth. My master said that he was, and that the king was an usurper.
Who is it? Take this fellow in and send for his master presently. We'll hear more of your matter before the king. My lord of Suffolk say, this the guise? Is this the fashion in the court of England? What shall King Henry a pupil still under the surly Gloucester governance? Am I a queen in title and in style, and was treated as subject to a duke? I tell thee, fool, when the city tours, thou ranst a tilt in honor of my love, and stole so in the ladies' parts of France. I thought King Henry had resembled thee in courage, courtship, and proportion, but all his mind is spent to holiness, to number Ave Marys on his beads. I go to the college of the cardinal with gold and pope, and carry him to Rome, that were St. Fix for his holiness. Madam, be patient. As I was cause your highness came to England, so will I in England work your grace's full content. Besides the haughty protector, have we Beaufort, the imperious churchman, Somerset, Buckingham, and grumbling York, and not the least of these but can do more in England than the king. And he of these that can do most of all cannot do more in England than the devils. Salisbury and Warwick are no simple peers. Not all these lords do vex me half so much as that proud dame, the Lord Protector's wife. She sweeps it through the court with troops of ladies, more like an empress than Duke Humphrey's wife. Strangers in court do take of her a queen. Shall I not live to be avenged on her?
Madam, myself have lined the bush for her,
and placed a choir of such enticing birds that she will light to listen to the lays and never mount to trouble you again. So let her rest, and madam, list to me, for I am bold to counsel you in this. Although we fancy not the cardinal, yet must we join with him and with the lords till we have brought Duke Humphrey in disgrace. As for the Duke of York, this late complaint will make but little for his benefit. So one by one we'll read them on last.
For my part, noble lords, I care not which, or Somerset or York,
ill demeaned himself in France, and let him be denied the regentship.
If Somerset be unworthy of the place, let York be regent. I will yield to him.
Whether your grace be worthy, yea or no, dispute not that. York is the worthier.
Ambitious Warwick, let thy betters speak.
The cardinal's not my better in the field.
All in this presence are thy betters, Warwick.
Warwick may live to be the best of all.
Son, and show some reason, Buckingham, why Somerset should be preferred in this.
Because the king, forsooth, will have it so.
Madam, the king is old enough himself to give his censure. These are no women's matters.
If he be old enough, what needs your grace to protect his excellence?
Madam, I am protector of the realm, and at his pleasure will resign my place.
Resign it then, and leave thy insolence. Since thou wert king,
As who is king but thou?
the Commonwealth hath daily run track. The Dauphin hath prevailed beyond the sea.
The commons hast thou racked. The clergy's bags are lank and lean with thy extortion.
Thy sumptuous buildings and thy wife's attire has cost a mass of public treasury.
Thy cruelty and execution upon offenders have exceeded law.
Thy sale of offices in towns in France, if they were known as the suspect is free, would make thee quickly hot without thy head. Give me my fan. What minion can you not?
Cry you mercy, madam, was it you? Was I? Yea, I was proud Frenchwoman. Could I come near your beauty with my nails, I'd set my 10 commandments in your face.
Sweet Hannah, be quiet. 'Twas against your will.
Against her will. Good king, look to it in time. She'll hamper thee and dandle thee like a baby. Though in this place most master wear no breeches, she shall not strike Dame Eleanor unrevenged.
Lord Cardinal, I will follow Eleanor. She's tickled now. She needs no spurs. She'll gallop far enough to her destruction.
Now, lords, my collar being overblown with walking ones about the quadrangle, I come to talk of Commonwealth affairs. As for your spiteful false objections, prove them, and I lie open to the law. But God in mercy so deal with my soul, as I in duty love my king and country.
But, to the matter that we have at hand, my sovereign, I say York is meetest man to be your regent in the realm of France.
Before we make election, give me leave to show some reason of no little force that York is most unmeet of any man.
I'll tell thee, Suffolk, why I am unmeet. First, for I cannot flatter thee in pride. Next, if I be appointed to the place, my lord of Somerset will keep me here, without money, furniture, or discharge, till France be won to the Dauphin's hands. Last time I danced attendance upon his will, till Paris was besieged, famished and lost.
That can I witness, and a fouler fact did never traitor in the leg commit.
Peace, headstrong Warwick.
Image of pride, why should I hold my peace?
Because here is a man accused of treason. Pray God the Duke of York excuse himself.
What means thou, Suffolk? Tell me, what are these?
Please, your majesty, this is the man that doth accuse his master of high treason. His words were these, that Richard, Duke of York, was rightful heir to the English crown, and that your majesty was the usurper.
Say, man, were these thy words?
And shall please your majesty, I never said nor thought any such matter. God is my witness. I am falsely accused by the villain.
When these said folks, my lords, he did speak unto me in the garret one night, as we were scouring my lord of York's armor.
Base, dunghill, villain, and mechanical, I'll have thy head for this, thy traitor speech.
Alas, my lord, hang me, if ever I spake the words. My accuser is my apprentice, and when I did correct him on his fault the other day, he had vowed upon his knee he would be even with me. I beseech your majesty, do not cast out an honest man for a villain's accusation.
Uncle, what shall we say to this law? This doom, my lord, if I may judge?
Let Somerset be regent over the French, because in York this breeds suspicion. And let these have a day appointed them for single combat in convenient place, for he hath witness of his servant's malice. This is the law, and this do Humphrey's doom.
I humbly thank your royal majesty.
And I accept the combat willingly.
Alas, my lord, I cannot fight. For God's sake, pity my case.
Sir, you must fight or else be hanged.
Away with them to prison until the day of combat. Come, Somerset, we'll see thee sent away.
Come, my masters, the Duchess I claim respect performance of your promises.
Master Hume, we are therefore provided. Will her ladyship behold and hear our exorcisms?
And what else? Fear you not her courage.
I have heard her reported to be a woman of an invincible spirit, but it shall be convenient, Master Hume, that you do bring her aloft while we be busy below. Mother Jordan, we you prostrate and grovel on the earth. Let us do our work.
Well said, my masters, and welcome all to this year the sooner the better.
Patience, good lady. Wizards know their times. Deep night, dark night, the silence of the night, the time when spirits walk and ghosts break up their graves. That time best fits the work we have in hand. Madam, since you fear not whom we raise, we will make fast within a hallowed verge. Spiritus sanguinum, aspectus spiritus sanguinum, aspectus spiritus sanguinum.
And soon, by the eternal God, whose name and power thou tremblest at, answer that I shall ask, for till thou speak thou shalt not pass from hence. Ask what thou wilt, that I have said and done.
First of the king, what shall of him become?
The Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive and die a violent death.
What shall befall the Duke of Suffolk?
By water shall he die and take his end.
What fate awaits the Duke of Somerset?
Let him shrug castles. Safe shall he be upon the sandy plains, then where castles mounted stand. Have done for more I hardly can endure.
Descend to darkness and the burning lake. Full steam, avoid!
Lay hands upon these traitors and their trash! Beldan! I think we watched you at an inch. What, madam, are you there? The king and Commonwealth are deeply indebted for this peace of pains. My lord protector will I have not see you well girded for these good deserts.
Not half so bad as thine to England's king, injurious duke that threat swears no cause.
Away with them! Let her be clapped up close and kept asunder. You, madame, shall with us. Away!
What have we here? The Duke yet lives that Henry shall depose, but him outlive and die a violent death.
What fate awaits the Duke of Suffolk? By water shall he die. What shall befall the Duke of Somerset? Let him shun castles.
Come, Buckingham! These oracles are hardly attained and hardly understood. The king is now in progress towards St. Albans with him, the husband of this lovely lady.
The grace shall give me leave, my lord of York, to be post in hope of his reward.
At your pleasure, my good lord. Who's within there? Oh! Invite my lords of Salisbury and Warwick to sup with me tomorrow night. Away.
Believe me, lords, for flying at the brook, I saw not better sport these 7 years' day.
But what a point, my lord, your falcon made! And what a pitch she flew above the rest! To see how God and all his creatures works. Ye man and birds are fain of climbing high.
No harm on it, like your majesty. They know their master loves to be aloft, and bears his thoughts above his falcon's pitch.
not good your grace could fly to heaven?
The treasury of everlasting joy.
Thy heaven is on earth, thine eyes and thoughts meet on a crown, the treasure of thy heart. Pernicious protector, dangerous peer, that smooths it so with king and commonwealth.
What churchman so hot, good uncle, hide such malice? With such holiness, can you do it?
No malice, sir, no more than how becomes so good a quarrel and so bad a peer.
Why, Suffolk, England knows thine insolence.
And thy ambition, Gloucester.
I prithee peace, good queen, and one not on these furious fears, for blessed are the peacemakers on earth.
Let me be blessed for the peace I make against this proud protector with my sword.
Faithful, holy uncle, which were come to that.
Marry when thou darest.
In thine own person thou wilt answer thy abuse.
I this evening on the east side of the grove.
How now, my lords?
Believe me, cousin Gloucester, not your man put up the fowl so suddenly we have had more sport. Come with thy two-handed sword.
True, uncle. Cardinal, I am with you.
Why, Uncle Gloucester? How now?
Talking of hawking, nothing else, my lord. Now, by God's mother priest, I'll shave your crown for this.
Protect yourself well, protect yourself.
How irksome is this music to my heart? When such strings jar, what hope of harmony? Pray, my lord, what tidings of our cousin Buckingham?
Such as my heart doth tremble to unfold. A sort of naughty persons lewdly bent, under the countenance and confederacy of Lady Eleanor, the Protector's wife, have practiced dangerously against your state, dealing with witches and with conjurers, whom we have apprehended in the fact, demanding of King Henry's life and death, and others of your Highness Privy Council, as more at large your grace shall understand.
'Tis like, my lord, you will not keep your hour. This news, I think, hath turned your weapon's edge.
Ambitious churchman, leave to afflict my heart. Sorrow and grief have vanquished all my powers, and vanquished as I am, I yield to thee.
Oh God, what mischiefs work the wicked ones, shaping confusion on our own heads thereby.
Gloucester, see here the tincture of thy mess, and look thyself be faultless, thou art best.
Madam, myself to heaven I do appeal, how I have loved my king and commonweal. And for my wife, I know not how it stands. Noble she is, but if she have forgot honor and virtue and conversed with such, I banish her my bed and company, and give her as a prey to law and shame, that hath dishonored Gloucester's honest name.
Well, for this night we will repose us here. Tomorrow toward London back again, to look into this business thoroughly and call these foul offenders to their answers, and poise the cause in justice equal scales, whose beams stand sure, whose rightful cause prevail.
Now, my good lords of Salisbury and Warwick, our simple supper ended, give me leave in this close walk to satisfy myself, and craving your opinion of my title, which is infallible to England's crown.
Sweet York, begin. And if thy claim be good, the nobles are thy subjects to command.
Then thus. Edward III, my lords, had 7 sons. The first, Edward the Black Prince, Prince of Wales. The second, William of Hatfield. The third, Lionel, Duke of Clarence. Next to whom was John Gaunt, Duke of Lancaster. Edmund Langley, Duke of York, was the 5th. The 6th, Thomas of Woodstock, Duke of Gloucester. William Windsor was the 7th and last. Edward the Black Prince, my lords, died before his father, and left behind him Richard, who, after Edward III's death, reigned as king, till Henry Bolingbroke, Duke of Lancaster, eldest son and heir of John of Gaunt, crowned by the name of Henry IV, seized on the realm, deposed the rightful king, sent his poor queen to France from whence she came, and hid to Pomfret, where, as you all know, harmless Richard was murdered traitorously.
Father, the Duke hath told the truth. Thus got the house of Lancaster the crown.
Which now they hold by force and and not by right. For the issue of the eldest son being dead, the issue of the next son should reign.
But William of Hatfield died without an heir.
The third son, Lionel, Duke of Clarence, whose line I claim the crown, he had issue a daughter, Philippa, who married Edmund Mortimer, Earl of March. Edmund had issue Roger, Earl of March. Roger had issue Edmund, Anne, and Eleanor.
This Edmund, in the reign of Bolingbroke, as I have read, laid claim unto the crown, but for old Glendower had been king, who kept him in captivity till he died.
His eldest sister, Anne, my mother, thus was heir unto the crown. By her I claim the kingdom. She was heir of Roger, Earl of March, who was the son of Edmund Mortimer, who married Philippa, sole daughter unto Lionel, Duke of Clarence. So, if the issue of the elder son succeed before the younger, I am king.
What plain proceeding is more plain than this? Henry doth claim the crown for John of Gaunt, the fourth son. York claims it from the third. Till Lionel's issue fails, his should not reign. It fails not yet, but flourishes in thee, and in thy sons bear slips of such a stock. Then, Father Salisbury, kneel we together, and be we the first in this private plot that shall salute our rightful sovereign, the father of his birthright to the crown. Long live our sovereign Richard, England's king.
We thank you, lords, but I am not your king, till I be crowned and my sword be stained with heart blood of the house of Lancaster. And that's not suddenly to be performed. Do you, as I do in these dangerous days, wink at the Duke of Suffolk's insolence, at Beaufort's pride, at Somerset's ambition, at Buckingham, and all the crew of them, till they have snared the shepherd of the flock, that good prince, the virtuous Duke Humphrey. 'Tis that they seek, and they seeking that shall find their deaths, if York can prophesy.
My lord, break thee off. You know your mind at full.
My heart assures me that the Earl of Warwick shall one day make the Duke of York a king.
And Neville, this I do assure myself, Richard shall live to make the Earl of Warwick the greatest man in England but the king.
Stand forth, Dame Eleanor Collins, Gloucester's wife. In sight of God and us, your guilt is great. Receive the sentence of the law for sins such as by God's book are judged to death. The witch in Smithfield shall be burned to ashes, and you two shall be strangled on the gallows. You, madam, for you are more nobly born, despoiled of your honor and your life, shall after 3 days open penance done, live in banishment on the Isle of Man.
Welcome is banishment, welcome were my death.
Eleanor, the law thou seest hath judged thee, cannot justify whom the law condemns. I beseech your majesty, give me leave to go. Sorrow would solace, and my age would ease.
Stay, hungry Duke of Gloucester. Ere thou go, give up thy staff. Henry will to himself protector be, and God shall be my light, my stay, my guide, and lantern to my feet. Go in peace, hungry, no less beloved than when thou wert protector to thy king.
I see no reason why a king of years should be protected like a child. Give up your staff, sir, and the king his realm.
My staff. Here, noble Henry, is my staff. As willingly do I the same resign, as ere thy father Henry made it mine. And even as willingly at thy feet I leave it, as others would ambitiously receive it.
Why, now is Henry king and Margaret queen. This staff of honor wrought, there let it stand, where it best fits to be, in Henry's hand. Thus droops this lofty pine and hangs its sprays. Thus Elmer's pride dies in her youngest days.
Lord, let go. Please, your majesty.
Let me come in faith and I'll bless you all. And go fit for Peter. The apprentice, you Peter, I drink today. I thank you all. Drink and pray for me. I pray you, for I think I have taken my last draft in this world. Oh, Lord bless me, for I am never able to deal with my master.
Come, leave your drinking and fall to blows. Sierra, what's thy name?
Peter, forsooth.
Peter, what more?
Thumb.
Thumb. Then see thou thumb thy master well.
Masters, I am come hither, as it were, upon my man's instigation, to prove him a knave and myself an honest man, and touching the Duke of York, I'll take my death. I never meant him any ill, nor the king nor the queen, and therefore, Peter, have at thee with a downright blow.
Sound trumpets! Alarm to the combatants.
Take away the weapons. Hello. Thank God for the good wine in thy master's way.
Oh God, have I overcome my enemy in his presence? Oh Peter, thou hast prevailed.
Oh, take hence that traitor from our sight, for his death we do perceive his guilt. God in justice hath revealed to us the truth and innocence of this poor fellow. Come, fellow, follow us for thy reward.
This is the hour that was appointed me, to watch the coming of my punished duchess. Sweet now, ill can thy noble mind abrook the abject people gazing on thy face, with envious looks, laughing at thy shame. But soft, I think she comes, and I prepare my tear-stained eyes to see her coming miseries.
Come you, my lord, to see my open shame? Now thou dost penance too. Look how they gaze. See how the giddy multitude do point and nod their heads and throw their eyes on thee. Ah, Gloucester, hide me from their hateful looks, and in thy closet pent up rue my shame, and bear thine enemies both mine and thine.
Be patient, gentle Nell. Forget this grief.
Ah, Gloucester, teach me to forget myself. For whilst I think I am thy married wife, and thou a prince, protector of this land, methinks I should not thus be led along and followed with a rabble that rejoice to see my tears and hear my deep-set groans. The ruthless flint doth cut my tender feet, and when I start the envious people laugh and bid me be advised in how I tread. Ah, Gloucester, can I bear this shameful yoke? Sometime I'll say I am Duke Humphrey's wife, and he a prince and ruler of the land, yet he stood by whilst I, his forlorn duchess, was made a wonder and a pointing stock. But be thou mild, and blush not at my shame, nor stir at nothing till the axe of death hang over thee, as shortly will. For Suffolk, he that can do all in all with her that hateth thee, and hates us all, and York, and impious Beaufort, and false priest, have all lined bushes to betray thy wings, and fly out how thou canst still tangle thee.
Ah, Nell, forbear. Thou aimest all awry. My greatest help is quiet, gentle Nell. I pray thee, sore thy heart to patience. These few days' wonder will be quickly worn.
I summon your grace to His Majesty's Parliament, holding at Bury the 1st of this next month.
And my consent ne'er asked herein before. This is close dealing. Well, I will be there. My Nell, I take my leave. Sir John Stanley is appointed now to take you with him to the Isle of Man. Let not her penance exceed the king's commission. I pray you, use her well. The world may laugh again, and I may live to do you kindness if you do it her. And so, Sir John, farewell.
Look on, my lord, and bid me not farewell.
Witness my tears. I cannot stay to speak.
Art thou gone too? All comfort go with thee, for none abides with me, my joy is death. Stanley, I pray thee, go and take me hence. I care not whither, for I beg no favor.
Madam, your penance done, take off this sheet, and go we to attire you for our journey.
My shame will not be shifted with my sheet. No, it will hang upon my richest robes and show itself, attire me how I can. Go, lead the way. I long to see my prison.
I muse my Lord of Gloucester is not come. 'Tis not his wont to be the hindmost man.
Can you not see? Or will ye not observe the strangeness of his altered countenance? With what a majesty he bears himself, how insolent of late he is become. We know the time since he was mild and affable, but meet him now. He knits his brow and shows an angry eye, disdaining duty that to us belongs. Small curs are not regarded when they grin, but great men tremble when the lion roars, and Humphrey is no little man in England. First know that he is near you in descent, and should you fall, he as the next will mount. By flattery hath he won the commons' hearts, and when he pleased to make commotion, 'tis to be feared they all will follow him. Now 'tis the spring, and weeds are shallow-rooted. Suffer them now, and they'll o'ergrow the garden. The reverent care I bear unto my lord made me collect these dangers in the duke. If it be fond, call it a woman's fear. My lord of Suffolk, Buckingham, York, reprove my allegations if you can, or else conclude my words effectual.
Well, hath your highness seen into this duke? And had I first been put to speak my mind, I think I should have told your grace's tale. The Duchess, by his subordination, upon my life, began her devilish practices. As next the king he was successive heir, did instigate the bedlam, brain-sick Duchess by wicked means to frame our sovereign's fall. Smooth runs the water where the brook is deep, and in his simple show he harbors treason. The fox barks not when he would steal the lamb. No, no, my sovereign, Gloucester is a man unsounded yet, and full of deep deceit.
Did he not, contrary to forms of law, devise strange deaths for small offenses done?
And did he not, in his protectorship, levy great sums of money through the realm for soldiers' pay in France, and never sent it? By means whereof the towns each day revolted.
But these are faults, the petty faults unknown, which time will bring to light and smooth to comfort.
My lords, at once. The care you have of us to mow down thorns that would annoy our foot is worthy praise. But shall I speak my conscience? Our kinsman Gloucester is as innocent for meaning treason to our royal person as is the sucking lamb or harmless dove. The Duke is virtuous, mild, and too well given to work on my downfall or to dream on evil.
Seems he a dove? His feathers are but borrowed. Take heed, my lord, the welfare of us all hangs on the cutting short, that wrathful man.
All help unto my gracious sovereign.
Welcome, Lord Somerset. What news from France?
That all your interests in those territories are utterly bereft. All is lost.
Old news, Somerset. Let God's will be done.
Cold news for me, for I had hope of France as firmly as I hope for fertile England. Oh, thus are my blossoms blasted in the bud, and caterpillars eat my leaves away. But I will remedy this gear ere long, or sell my title for a glorious grave. All happiness unto my lord the king. Pardon my liege that I stayed so long.
Nay, Gloucester, know that thou art come too soon.
my sovereign. Who can accuse me? Wherein am I guilty?
'Tis thought, my lord, that you took bribes of France, and, being protector, stayed the soldiers' pay, by means whereof his highness hath lost France.
I never robbed the soldiers of their pay, nor ever had 1 penny bribe from France. No! Many a pound of my own proper store, because I would not tax the needy commons, have I dispersed it to the garrisons, and never asked for restitution.
It serves you well, my lord, to say so much.
I say no more than truth, so help me God.
In your protectorship, you did devise strange tortures for offenders never heard of. That England was defamed by tyranny.
Why, 'tis well known that whiles I was protector, pity was all the fault that was in me, unless it were a bloody murderer or foul felonious thief that fleeced poor passengers. I never gave them condign punishment. Murder indeed, that bloody sin I tortured above the felon, or what trespass else.
My lord, these faults are easy, quickly answered, but mightier crimes are laid unto your charge, whereof you cannot easily purge yourself. I do arrest you in his highness' name, and here commit you to my lord cardinal to keep until your further time of trial.
My lord of Gloucester, 'tis my special hope that you will clear yourself from all suspect. My conscience tells me you are innocent.
Ah, gracious Lord, these days are dangerous. Virtue is choked with foul ambition, and charity chased hence by rancor's hand. I know their complot is to have my life, and if my death might make this island happy and prove the period of their tyranny, I would expend it with all willingness. But mine has made the prologue to their play, for thousands more that yet suspect no peril will not conclude their plotted tragedy. Beaufort's red sparkling eye glad his heart's malice, and Suffolk's cloudy brow his stormy hate, and dogged York that reaches at the moon, whose overweening arm I have plucked back by false accuse doth level at my life. And you, my sovereign lady with the rest, causeless have laid disgraces on my head, and with your best endeavor have stirred up my dearest liege to be mine enemy. Aye, all you have laid your heads together, and all to make away my guiltless life. The ancient proverb will be well affected. A staff is quickly found to beat a dog.
My liege, his railing is intolerable. If those that care to keep your royal person from treason's secret knife and traitor's rage be thus upbraided, chid, and rated at, and the offender granted scope of speech, 'twill make them cool in zeal unto your grace.
Lord Cardinal, he is your prisoner.
Ah, thus King Henry throws away his crutch before his legs be firm to bear his body. Thus is the shepherd beaten from thy side, and wolves are gnarling. Who shall gnaw thee first? Ah, that my fear were false. Ah, that it were. For good King Henry, thy decay I fear.
My lords, what to your wisdom seemeth best do or undo as if ourselves were here.
What? Will his highness leave the parliament?
Aye, my lord. My heart is drowned with grief. Humphrey, in thy face I see the map of honor, truth, and loyalty. Thou never didst them wrong, nor no man wrong. And as the butcher takes away the calf, and binds the wretch, and beats it when it strays, bury it to the bloody slaughterhouse, even so remorseless have they borne him hence. And as the lamb runs lowing up and down, looking the way her harmless young one went, it can do naught but wail her darling's loss, even so myself bewails her Gloucester's case. With sad, unhelpful tears, so mighty are his vowed enemies. His fortunes I will reap, and twixt each groan say, who's a traitor? Gloucester, he is none.
Henry, my lord, is cold in great affairs, too full of foolish pity. This Gloucester should be quickly rid the world to rid us of the fear we have of him.
That he should die is worthy policy, but yet we want a color for his death. 'Tis meet he be condemned by course of law.
And yet we have a trivial argument, more than mistrust, that shows him worthy death.
So that by this you would not have him die?
Ah, York, no man alive so vain as I. Aye, let him die, and that he is a fox, by nature proved an enemy to the flock. And do not stand on crullets how to slay him,
by snares, by subtlety, sleeping or waking, 'tis no matter how, so he be dead.
Thrice noble Suffolk, 'tis resolutely spoke.
Not resolute, except so much were done. Say but the word, and I will be his priest.
But I would have him dead, my lord of Suffolk, ere you could take due orders for a priest. Say you consent, and censure will the deed, and I'll provide his executioner. I tender so the safety of my liege.
Here's my hand, the deed is worthy doing, and so say I.
And I. And now if you have spoken, it skills not greatly who impugns our doom.
Great lords from Ireland comes to post to signify that rebels there are up and put the Englishmen unto the sword.
Send succors, lords, and stop the rage betime, before the wound do grow incurable. For being green, there is great hope of help.
A breach that craves a quick expedient stop. What counsel give you in this weighty cause?
That Somerset be sent as regent thither. Witness the fortune he hath had in France.
If Yorkville's far-fetched policy had been regent there instead of I, he never would have stayed in France so long.
No, not lose it all as thou hast done.
No more, good York!
Sweet Somerset, be still.
Thy fortune, York, had thou been regent there, might have happily proved far worse than his.
What? Worse than naught? Nay, that a shame take all.
And in the number thee that wishes shame.
My lord of York, try what your fortune is. The uncivil kerns of Ireland are in arms, and temper clay with blood of Englishmen. To Ireland will you lead a band of men, collected choicely from each county's son, and try your hap against the Irishmen.
I will, my lord. So please his majesty.
Why, our authority is his consent, and what we do establish he confirms. Then, noble York, take thou this task in hand.
I am content. Give me men, lords, and I'll take order for mine own affairs.
A charge, Lord York, that I will see performed. But now, return we to the false Duke, come no more of him.
For I will deal with him, that henceforth he shall trouble us no more. Let us break off, the day is almost spent. Lord Suffolk, you and I must talk of that event.
My lord of Suffolk, at Bristol in 14 days I expect my men.
I see it truly done, my Lord of York.
Well, nobles, well, 'tis politically done to send me packing with a host of men. 'Twas men I lacked, and now you will give them me. You put sharp weapons in a madman's hands. While I in Ireland nourish a mighty band, I will stir up in England some black storm, shall blow 10,000 souls to heaven or hell. And this fell tempest shall not cease to rage, till the gold circuit on my head do calm the fury of this mad-bred flaw. And for a minister of my intent, I have seduced a headstrong Kentishman, John Cade of Ashford, to make commotion as full well he can, under the title of John Mortimer. In Ireland have I seen the stubborn Cade oppose himself against a troop of kerns, and fought so long till that his thighs with darts were like that of a sharp-quilled porcupine. And in the end, being rescued, I have seen him caper upright like a wild Morisco. This devil here shall be my substitute. By him shall I perceive the commons' minds, how they affect the house and claim of York. If that he thrive, as 'tis great like he will, why then I from Ireland come with my men to reap the harvest which that rascal sowed. For Humphrey being put apart, as he shall be, and Henry dead, the next for me.
Riding to my lord of Suffolk, let him know we have dispatched the Duke as he commanded.
That it were to do, what have we done? Didst ever hear a man so penitent?
Here comes my lord.
Now, sirs, have you dispatched this thing?
Aye, my good lord, he's dead.
Go, get you to my house. I will reward you for this venturous deed. The king and all the peers are here at hand. Have you laid fair for bed? Is all things well according as I gave directions?
Yes, my good lord.
Away! Be gone.
Go, call our uncle to our pressing strait. Say we intend to try his grace today.
I'll call him presently, my noble lord.
Lords, take your places. I pray you all. For
proceed no straighter against our uncle Gloucester than from true evidence of good esteem he be approved in practice culpable.
God forbid any malice should prevail, that faultless may condemn a nobleman. Pray God he may acquit him of suspicion.
I thank thee, man. These words content me much. Come now, why lookst thou pale? Why tremblest thou? Where was our uncle?
Dead in his bed, my lord. Gloucester is dead. God forfend.
God's secret judgment. I did dream tonight the Duke was dumb and could not speak a word.
There, my lord! Help, lords! The king is dead!
Bring his body, bring him by the nose!
Help! Help! Oh, Henry, open thine eyes!
Oh, heavenly God!
Comfort my sovereign!
What, my lord of Suffolk, comfort me! Came here right now to sing a raven's note, whose dismal tune bereft my vital powers. And thinks he that the chirping of a wren, by crying comfort from a hollow breast, can chase away the first conceived sound? Look not upon me, for thine eyes are wounding, yet do not go away. Come, basilisk, and kill the innocent gazer with thy sight, or in the shade of death I shall find joy in life the double death of Gloucester's death.
Why do you rate my lord of Suffolk thus? Although the Duke was enemy to him, yet he most Christian-like laments his death. As for myself, foe as he was to me, might liquid tears or sighs recall his life, I would be blind with weeping, and sick with groans, and all to have the noble Duke alive. What know I how this world may deem of me? For it is known we were but hollow friends, and may be judged I made the Duke away. So shall my name when slanderer's tongue be wounded. This can I by his death, I me, to be a queen and crowned with infamy.
Oh, woe is me for Gloucester, wretched man.
Be woe for me more wretched than he is. What, dost thou turn away and hide thy face? I, the loathsome leper, look on me. Is all thy comfort shut in Gloucester's tomb? Why, the day Margaret was there, thy joy. Was I for this nigh wrecked upon the sea, and twice by awkward wind from England's bent drove back again unto my native clime? What boded this with well-forewarning wind did seem to say, seek not a scorpion's nest, nor set no footing on this unkind shore. And when the dusky sky began to rob my earnest gaping sight of thy land view, I took a costly jewel from my neck. A heart it was, bound in with diamonds, and threw it towards thy land. The sea received it, and so I wished thy body might my heart. And even with this I lost fair England's view. Ay me, I can no more. Die, Margaret, for Henry weeps that thou dost live so long.
It is reported, mighty sovereign, that good Duke Humphrey traitorously is murdered by Suffolk and the Cardinal Beaufort's means. The commons, like an angry hive of bees that want their leader scattered up and down and care not who they sting in his revenge. Myself have calmed their spleenful mutiny until they hear the order of his death.
That he is dead, good Warwick, 'tis too true. But how he died, God knows, not Henry. Enter his chamber, view his breathless corpse, and comment then upon his sudden death.
That shall I do, my liege. Stay, Salisbury, with the rude multitude till I return.
O thou that judgest all things, stay my thoughts that labor to persuade my soul some violent hands were laid on Humphrey's life. If my suspect be false, forgive me, God, for judgment only doth belong to thee. Fain would I go to chafe his pale lips with 20,000 kisses, and to drain upon his face an ocean of salt tears. With my fingers feel his hand unfeeling. But all in vain are these mean obsequies, and to survey his dead and earthly image, what word but to make my sorrow greater?
Come hither, gracious sovereign. View this body.
That is to see how deep my grave is made. For seeing him I see my life in death.
As surely as my soul intends to live, I do believe that violent hands were laid upon the life of this thrice famed Duke.
What instance gives Lord Warwick for his vow?
See how the blood is settled in his face. Oft have I seen a timely parted ghost of ashy semblance, meager, pale, and bloodless, being all descended to the laboring heart. But see, his face is black and full of blood, his eyeballs further out than when he lived, staring full ghastly like a strangled man. His hair upreared, his nostrils stretched with struggling, his hands abroad displayed as one that grasped and tugged for life, and was by strength subdued. Look! On the sheets you see, his hair is sticking. Cannot be that he was murdered here. The least of all these signs were probable.
Why, Warwick, who should do the Duke to death? Myself and Beaufort have him in protection, and we, I hope, sir, are no murderers.
But both of you were vowed Duke Humphrey's foes. And you, forsooth, had the good Duke to keep, and 'tis well seen we found an enemy.
Then you belike suspect these noblemen?
Who finds the heifer dead and bleeding fresh, and sees fast by a butcher with an axe, which will suspect was he that made the slaughter? Who finds the partridge in the puppet's nest, but may imagine how the bird was dead, although kites soar by with unbloodied beak? Even so suspicious is this tragedy.
I wear no knife to slaughter sleeping men, but here's a vengeful sword, rusted with ease, that shall be scoured in his rancorous heart, that slanders me with murder's crimson badge. Sin, if thou darest, proud Lord of Warwickshire, that I am faulty in Duke Humphrey's death.
What dares not Warwick if false Suffolk dare him?
If Suffolk dare him,
Madam, be still! For every word you speak in his behalf is slander to your royal dignity.
Blood-witted lord, ignoble in demeanor! If ever lady wronged her lord so much, thy mother took into her blameful bed some stern, untutored churl, whose fruit thou art, and never of the Neville's noble race.
And that my sovereign's presence makes me mild, I would, false murderous coward, on thy knee, make thee beg pardon for thy passing speech, and say it was thy mother thou missed. Pernicious blood sucker, sleeping man!
Thou shalt wake it while I shed thy blood.
Oh, but even now, or I will drive thee hence! Ha!
Come now, my lord. Wrathful weapons drawn here in our presence. What clamor is this?
The traitorous Warwick with the men of Bury set all upon me, my
Sir, stand apart. The king shall know your mind. My lord, the commons sent you word by me, unless Lord Suffolk straight be done to death or banished to Bury England's territories, they will by violence tear him from your palace. They say by him the good Duke Humphrey died. They say in him they fear your highness' death, and mere instinct of love and loyalty makes steadfast forward in his banishment. And therefore do they cry, though you forbid, that they will guard you, whether you will or no, from such fell serpents as false Suffolk is, with whose envenomed and fatal sting your loving uncle, 20 times his work, they say, is shamefully bereft of life.
An answer from me!
Tis like the commons, rude, unpolished eyes that send such message to their sovereign. But you, my lord, were glad to be employed to show how quaint an orator you are.
And tell them all from me. I thank them for their tender, loving care. And had I not been cited so by them, yet did I purpose, as they do entreat. For sure, my thoughts do hourly prophesy this chance unto my state by Suffolk's means. And therefore, by his majesty I swear, he shall not breathe infection in this air, but 3 days longer, on the pain of death.
Oh, Henry, let me plead for gentle Suffolk.
Ungentle queen, to call him gentle Suffolk. No more, I say. If thou dost plead for him, thou wilt but add increase unto my wrath. Come, good Warwick, I have great matters to impart to thee.
Mischance and sorrow go along with you. There are 2 of you, the devil make a 3rd and grievous vengeance 10 upon my steps. Cease, gentle queen, these execrations, and let thy Suffolk take his heavy leave. Fie, coward woman and soft-hearted wretch, hast thou not spirit to curse thine enemy? A plague upon them. A plague upon the poison be their drink, all the foul terrors and dark-seated hell.
Lost in Suffolk, thou torments thyself. Oh, let me entreat thee, cease. Give me thy hand that I may do it with my mournful tears.
How could this kiss be printed on thy hand, that thou mightst think upon these by the seal, through whom 1,000 sighs I'll breathe for thee? So get thee gone, that I may know my grief. I will reveal thee, or be well assured, adventure to be banished myself, or banished I am but from thee. Go, speak not to me, even now be gone. Don't go, not yet! Even thus two friends condemned, embrace and kiss. Oh, rather to part 100 times than to die. Yet now farewell, and farewell life with thee. Thus is poor Suffolk 10 times vanishing, once by the king and 3 times thrice by thee. O wilderness is populous enough, so Suffolk have thy heavenly company. For where thou art, there is the world itself, and where thou art not, desolation. Where was those fast? What news I bring thee? To signify unto his majesty that Cardinal Beaufort is at point of death. For suddenly a grievous sickness took him, that makes him gasp and stare and catch the air, blaspheming God and cursing men on earth. Sometimes he talks as if Duke Humphrey's ghost were by his side. Sometimes he calls the king and whispers to his pillow as to him the secrets of his overcharged soul. And I am sent to tell his majesty that even now he cries aloud for him. Go tell this heavy message to the king. What is this world? So get thee hence. Thou knowest the king is coming. Thou art found by me. Thou art but dead. If I depart from thee, I cannot live. Oh, let me stay before it may befall. Away to France, sweet Suffolk. Let me hear from thee. And wheresoe'er thou art in this world's globe, I'll have an iris that shall find thee out. I go. And take my heart with thee.
How fares my lord? Speak, Beaufort, till I saw.
If thou wouldst death, I'll give thee England's treasure, enough to purchase such another island, if thou wilt let me live and feel no pain.
Oh, the sign it is of evil life, where death's approach has seemed so terrible.
Beaufort, it is thy sovereign speaks to thee.
Bring me unto my trial when you will. Die he not in his bed, where should he die? Oh, torture me no more, I will confess. Alive again. Come down his hair, look, it stands upright. Give me some drink, and bid the apothecary bring the strong poison that I bought of him.
Oh, thou eternal mover of the heavens, look with a gentle eye upon this wretch.
See how the pangs of death do make him grin.
Stroke him not, let him pass peaceably.
Lord Cardinal, if thou thinkst on heaven's bliss, hold up thy hand, make signal of thy hope. He dies, and makes no sign. O God, forgive him.
So bad a death argues a monstrous life.
For man to judge, for we are sinners all. Close up his eyes and draw the curtain close. Let us all to meditation.
What is my ransom? Let me know.
Look on my jaws, I am a gentleman. Bring me what thou wilt. Thou shalt be paid.
And so am I. My name is Walter Whitmore. How now? Why startest thou, or doth death for fraud?
Thy name affrights me, and whose sound is death. Cunning men did calculate my birth, and told me that by water I should die. Thy name is Gautier, be right in sounding.
Gautier or Walter, which it is I care not. Never yet did base dishonor blur our neighbor. With our sword we wiped away the blood.
Stay, Whitmore, for thy prisoner is a prince, the Duke of Suffolk, William de la Pole.
Speak, Captain, shall I stab the forlorn swain?
First let my word stand, and as he hath made.
Base slave, thy words are blunt, and so art thou.
Convey him hence, and on a longboat side strike off his head.
Thou darest not, but I know.
Yes, who?
Ho!
Who's a pooh? Lord, I cannot puddle sink, whose filth and dirt troubles the silver springs where England drinks. Now will I damn up this Thy yawning mouth for swallowing the treasures of the realm. Thy lips that kiss the queen shall sweep the ground. And now that smiles at good Duke Humphrey's death against the southwest wind shall grin in vain. And wedded be thou to the ads of hell for daring to apply a mighty lord to the daughter of a worthless king. Why, devilish policy art thou proclaimed. Why, thee, Anjou, and Maine were sold to France and sent the ragged soldiers wounded home. The princely Warwick and the Neville's all, whose dreadful swords were never drawn in vain, is hating thee, are rising up in arms. And the house of York, thrust from the crown by shameful murder of a guiltless king, burns with revenging fire. And what's more, the Commons here in Kent are up in arms. Thus to conclude, reproach and beggary is crept into the palace of our king, and all by thee. Away! Convey it then!
No, Suffolk, I swap thee to thy death.
Outrageous word and freak and speak in favor. Suffolk's imperial tongue is stern and rough. Oh, be it we should honor such as these the papal suit. No, rather let my head stoop to the block than these knees bow to any, save to the God of heaven and to my king.
Bear them away and let him talk no more.
Oh, to show what cruelty ye can, that this, my death, may never be forgot.
Oh, and as for these whose ransom we have set, it is our pleasure, eeny, meeny, miny, one of them depart.
There, let his head and lifeless body lie, until the queen his mistress buried.
Oh, barbarous and bloody spectacle that I will henceforth bear unto the king. If he revenge it not, yet will his friends. So will the queen that living held him dear.
Come now, get thee a sword, though made of black. They've been up these 2 days.
They have the more need for sleep now then.
I tell thee, Jack came to clothier means to dress the Commonwealth, turn it, and set a new nap upon it.
So it has need for 'tis the red man.
Thou hast hit it.
I see them! There's best son, the tanner of Lingham.
He shall have the skin of our enemies to make dog's leather of.
Oh, and Dick the butcher!
And sin is struck down like an ox, and iniquity's throat cut like a calf.
And Smith the weaver!
Ergo, their thread of life is spun.
Come, let's fall in with them.
We, John Cade, so termed of our supposed father,
Or rather of stealing a cade of herrings.
for our enemies shall fall before us, inspired with the spirit of putting down kings and princes. Command silence! Silence! My father was a mourner.
He was an honest man and a good bricklayer.
My mother a Plantagenet.
I knew her well. She was a midwife.
My wife descended of the Lacys.
She was indeed.
A peddler's daughter and sold many laces.
Therefore I am of honorable house.
Yeah!
By my faith, the field is honorable, and there was he born under a hedge.
Valiant I am.
Must needs for beggary is valiant.
I am able to endure much.
No question of that, for I have seen him with 3 market days together.
I fear neither sword nor
I
fire.
need not fear the sword, for his coat is of proof.
But methinks he should stand in fear of fire, being burnt in the hand for stealing of sheep.
Be brave then, for your captain is brave and vows reformation. There shall be in England 7 halfpenny loaves sold for a penny. I will make it a felony to drink small beer. All the realm will be in common, and when I'm king, as king I will be.
God save your majesty!
I thank you, good people. There shall be no money. All will eat and drink on my score. I will apparel them all in one livery, that they may agree like brothers and worship me, their lord.
The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers.
That I need to do. How now? Who's there?
Fly, fly, fly! Sir Humphrey Stafford and his brother are hard by with the king's forces.
He will be encountered with a man as good as himself. He is but a knight, is he? No. To equal him, I will make myself a knight presently. Rise up, Sir John Mortimer. Now
Rebellious hinds, the filth and scum of Kent, march for the gallows, lay your weapons down. Home to your cottages, forsake this groom. The king is merciful if you revolt.
But angry, wrathful, and inclined to blood if you go forward, therefore yield or die.
As for these silken-coated slaves, I pass not. It is to you, good people, that I speak, over whom in time to come I hope to reign, for I am rightful heir unto the crown.
Villain, thy father was a plasterer, and thou thyself a shearman, art thou not?
And Adam was a gardener.
And what of that?
Marry this, Edmund Mortimer, Earl of March, married Duke of Clarence's daughter, did he not?
Aye, sir.
By her he had 2 children at one birth.
That's false.
Aye, but there's the question. I say 'tis true. The elder of them being put to nurse was by a beggar woman stolen away, and ignorant of his birth and parentage became a bricklayer when he came to age. His son am I! Deny it if you can.
Nay, 'tis too true. Therefore, he shall be king.
Sir, he made a chimney in my father's house, and the bricks are alive at this day to testify it. Therefore, deny it not.
This base drudge's words that speaks he knows not what.
Aye, marry will we!
Marry will we!
Therefore, get thee gone!
Get thee gone!
Jack Cade, the Duke of York, hath taught you this.
He lies. I invented it myself. Go to, Sirrah, and tell the king for me that for his father's sake, Henry V, for in whose time boy went to span, counter French crowns, I am content he shall reign, but I'll be protector over him.
Oh, gross and miserable ignorance.
Well, seeing gentle words will not prevail, assail them with the army of the king.
Away and throughout every town proclaim them traitors that are up with Cade, that those that fly before the battle ends may even in their wives and children's sight be hanged up, for example, at their doors. And you that be the king's friends, follow me!
And you that love the commons, follow me!
Yeah!
They are all in order and march toward us.
Then are we in order when we are most out of order? Come, march forward! This monument of victory will I bear, and the body shall be dragged to my horse's heels, till I do come to London, where we will have the mayor's sword falling before us.
If we need to thrive and do good, break open the jails and let out the prisoners.
Fear not that, I warrant thee. Come, let's march towards London! London!
Often I have heard that grief softens the mind. Therefore think on revenge and cease to weep. But who can cease to weep and look on this? Here may his head lie on my throbbing breast.
What answer
Body
makes
that I
you
should now embrace.
What answer makes your grace to the rebel supplication?
I'll send some holy bishop to entreat, for God forbid so many simple souls should perish by the sword. And I myself will parley with Jack Cade, their general.
Oh, barbarous villains!
How now, madam? Still lamenting and mourning for Suffolk's death? I fear me, love, if that I had been dead, thou wouldst not have mourned so much for me.
No, my love, I shall not mourn, but die for thee.
Now, what news? Why comes thou into chase?
The rebels are in Southwark. Fly, my lord! Jack Cade proclaims himself Lord Mortimer, descended from the Duke of Clarence's house, and calls your grace usurper openly, and vows to crown himself in Westminster. His army is a ragged multitude of hinds and peasants, rude and merciless. Sir Humphrey Stafford and his brother's death have given them heart and courage to proceed. All scholars, lawyers, courtiers, gentlemen, they come false caterpillars and intend their death.
Oh, graceless men, they know not what they do.
My gracious lord, return to Killingworth until a power be raised to put them down.
Oh, were the Duke of Suffolk now alive, these Kentish rebels would be soon appeased.
Jack Cade has gotten London Bridge. The citizens fly and forsake their houses. The rascal people thirsting after prey join with the traitors, and they jointly swear to spoil the city and your royal court.
Go, get you to Smithfield and gather head. Fight for your king, your country, and your lives. And linger not, my lord. Away, take horse.
Come, Margaret, God our hope will succor us.
My hope is gone now, Suffolk is deceased.
Farewell, my lord. Trust not the Kentish rebels.
Trust nobody, fear you be betrayed.
Now is Mortimer lord of this city, and here sitting upon London stone, I charge and command that the pissing conduit run nothing but claret wine the first year of our reign. And henceforward it shall be treason for any that call me other than Lord Mortimer.
Jack Cade! Jack Cade! If this fellow be wise, he'll never call ye Jack Cade more. I think he hath a very fair warning.
My lord, there's an army gathered in Smithfield. Let's go fight with them then. But first, go and set London Bridge on fire. And if you can, burn down the tower too. Come, let's away!
Come on, man, get up! Let's go burn down the
and henceforward, all things shall be in common!
Yes, my lord! A prize, here's the Lord say, which sold the towns in France.
Well, he shall be beheaded for it 10 times. What canst thou answer to my majesty for giving up of Normandy? Be it known unto these, by these presents, even the presence of Lord Mortimer, that I must sweep the guard clean of such filth as thou art. Thou dost ride in a footcloth, dost thou not?
What of that?
Marry, thou oughtest not let thy horse wear a cloak, when honester men than thou go in their hose and doublets.
And work in their shirt too, as myself, for example, that am a butcher.
You made of Kent!
What say you of Kent?
Nothing but this. 'Tis bona terra mallegae.
Away with him, he speaks Latin!
Hear me, but speak and bear me what you will. Kent, in the commentary, Caesar writ is termed the civilest place of the isle, the people liberal, valiant, active, wealthy, which makes me hope you're not void of pity. I sold not Maine, I lost not Normandy, yet to recover them would lose my life.
Why dost thou quiver, man?
The palsy and not fear provokes me.
I'll see if his head will stand steadier on a pole or no.
Tell me, where have we offended most? Have I affected wealth or honor? Speak. Is my apparel sumptuous to behold? Are my chests filled up with extorted gold? Whom have I injured that you seek my death? These hands are free from guiltless bloodsheddings, this breast from harboring foul deceitful thoughts. Oh, let me live!
I feel remorse in myself with his words, but I'll bridle it. Away with him! He has a familiar under his tongue. He speaks not a god's name. Take him away, I say, and strike off his head presently. And then break into his son-in-law's house and strike off his head. I bring them both upon 2 poles hither.
And it shall be done.
It shall be done. Away, do as I command ye. The proudest peer in the realm shall not have a head on his shoulders unless he pay me tribute. Dare not a maid be married, but she shall pay me her maidenhead. There they have it.
My lord, when shall we go to Cheapside to take up commodities upon our bills?
Marry, presently.
Oh,
What is not this braver? defer the spoil of this city until night. And with these borne before us instead of maces, we will ride through the city and at every corner have them kiss. Away! Kiss! Up Fish Street, killing knocked down, robbing to town. What noise is this I hear? Dare any be so bold to sound retreat or pardon when I command them to kill?
Aye, here they be that dare and will disturb thee. No cade, we come ambassadors from the king, unto the commons whom thou hast misled, and do pronounce free pardon to them all, who will forsake thee, and go home in peace.
What say ye, countrymen? Will ye relent, and yield to mercy whilst 'tis offered you? Or let a rebel lead you to your deaths? Who loves the king, and will embrace his pardon, fling up his cap, and say, God save his majesty? Who hateth him, and honors not his father, Henry V, that made all France to quake, shake his weapon at us, and pass by?
God save the king! God save the king! What? Buckingham and Clifford, are ye so brave? And you, base peasants, do ye believe him? Will your needs be hanged with pardons about your necks? Well, you are all recreants and dastards and slaves. God curse light upon you all! We'll follow king! We'll follow king!
Is King the son of Henry V? That thus you do exclaim you'll go with him? Will he conduct you through the heart of France and make the meanest of you earls and dukes? Alas, he hath no home, no place to fly to, nor knows he how to live but by the spoil, unless by robbing of your friends and us. To France! To France! And get what you have lost!
A Clifford!
We'll follow the king and Clifford!
Was ever brother so lightly blown to and fro as this multitude? My sword, make way for me, for here is no staying.
What, have ye fled? Go, son, and follow him, and he that brings his head unto the king shall have 1,000 crowns for his reward. Soldiers, follow me, and we'll devise a mean to reconcile you all unto the king.
Was ever king that joyed an earthly throne and could command no more content than I? No sooner was I crept out of my cradle that I was made a king, at 9 months old. Was never subject longed to be in king, as I do long and wish to be a subject.
Welcome, glad tidings to your majesty.
Why, Buckingham? The traitor came surprised. Was he but retired to make him strong?
He is fled, my lord, and all his powers do yield. And, humbly thus, with halters on their necks, expect your highness doom of life or death.
And heaven set ope thy everlasting gates to entertain my vows of thanks and praise. Soldiers, this day have you redeemed your lives, and showed how well you love your prince and country. And so, with thanks and pardon to you all, I do dismiss you to your several countries.
God save the king! God save the king!
Leave it to your grace to be advertised. The Duke of York is newly come from Ireland, and with a puissant and a mighty power is marching hitherward in proud array, and still proclaimeth as he comes along, his arms are only to remove from thee the Duke of Somerset, whom he terms traitor.
Thus stands my state. Twixt Cade and York distressed, like to a ship that, having escaped a tempest, is straightway calmed and boarded with a pirate. I pray thee, Buckingham, go and meet him, and ask him what's the reason of these arms. Somerset will commit thee to the Tower until his army be dismissed from him.
My lord, I'll yield myself unto prison willingly, or unto death to do my country good.
In any case, be not too rough in terms, for he is fierce and cannot brook hard language.
I will, my lord.
How, wife, let's sit. Learn to govern better, for yet may England curse my wretched reign.
Fine ambition. Fine myself that have a sword and yet am ready to famish. These 5 days have I hid me in these woods and durst not peep out, for all the country is laid for me. But now I am so hungry that thus wherefore I have climbed into this garden to eat grass or pick a salad, which is not amiss to cool a man's stomach in this hot weather.
Lord, who would live turmoiled in the court and may enjoy such quiet walks as these. This small inheritance my father left me contenteth me and worth a monarchy. Suffice it that I have maintains my state, and sends the poor well pleased from my gate.
Ah, here is the lord of the soil come to seize me for a stray, for entering without leave. Ah, villain, thou wilt betray me if thou darest, and carry my head to the king for 1,000 crowns. But I'll make thee eat my sword ere thou and I part.
Why, rude companion, whatsoever thou be, it's not enough to break into my garden, but thou wilt brave me with these saucy terms.
If I do not leave you as dead as a doornail, I pray God I may never eat grass more.
Nay, it shall never be said while England stands that Alexander Iden, an esquire of Kent, took odds to combat a poor, famished man. Oppose thy steadfast gazing eyes to mine, see if thou canst outface me with thy looks. Set limb to limb, and thou art far the lesser. Thy hand is but a finger to my fist, thy leg a stick compared to this truncheon, and if my arm be even in the air, thy grave is digged already in the earth. As for words whose greatness answers words, let this my sword report what speech forbears.
I valor, the most complete champion ever! Ow! I am slain! Wither garden, and henceforth be a burying place for all that do dwell in this house. For the unconquered soul of Cain is fled.
Is Cain that I have slain, that monstrous traitor? Oh, sword, I will hollow thee out for this thy deed, and hang thee o'er my tomb when I'm dead.
Iden, farewell, and be proud of thy victory. Tell Kent from me, she had lost her best man, for I, that never feared any, am vanquished by famine, not by valor.
Die, damned wretch, and the curse of her that bare thee. Hence, I drag thee headlong by the heels unto a dungeon which shall be thy grave. There will I cut off thy most ungracious head, and bear thee in triumph to the king, leaving thy trunk for crows to feed upon.
From Ireland thus comes York to claim his right, and pluck the crown from feeble Henry's head, ring bells aloud, burn bonfires clear and bright, to entertain great England's lawful king. Let them obey that know not how to rule. Whom have we here? Buckingham to disturb me. The king hath sent him sure I must dissemble.
York, if thou meanest well, I greet thee well.
Humphrey of Buckingham, I accept thy greeting. Art thou a messenger or come with pleasure?
A messenger from Henry, our dread liege, to know why thou, being a subject as I am, against thy oath and true allegiance sworn, should raise so great a power without his leave, or dare to bring thy force so near the court.
Scarce can I speak, my choler is so great. But I must make fair weather yet a while, till Henry be more weak, and I more strong. Buckingham, I prithee, pardon me. The cause why I have brought this army hither is to remove the traitor Somerset from hence, seditious to his grace and to the state.
That is too much presumption on thy part. But if thy arms be to no other end, the king hath yielded unto thy demand, the Duke of Somerset is in the tower.
Upon mine honor, is he prisoner?
Upon mine honor, he is prisoner.
Then, Buckingham, I do dismiss my powers, and let my sovereign, virtuous Henry command my eldest son, nay, all my sons, as pledges of my fealty and love. I send them all as willing as I live. Lands, goods, horse, armor, anything I have is to his use. So Somerset may die.
York, I commend this kind submission.
Buckingham, doth York intend no harm to us, that thus he marcheth with thee arm in arm?
In all submission and humility, York doth present himself unto your highness.
And what intends these forces thou dost bring?
To heave the traitor Somerset from hence, and fight against that monstrous rebel Cain, who, since I heard to be discomfited.
If one so rude and of so mean condition may pass into the presence of a king, lo, I present your grace a traitor's head, the head of Cain, whom I in combat slew.
The head of Cain! Great God, how just art thou! Oh, let me view his visage, being dead that lately wrought me such exceeding trouble. Tell me, friend, art thou the man that slew him?
I was, and it pleased your majesty.
How art thou called, and what is thy degree?
Alexander, I didn't ask my name, a poor esquire of Kent that loves his king.
So please it you, my lord, 'twere not amiss he were created knight for his good service.
I didn't kneel down. Rise up, a knight. We give thee for reward 1,000 marks, and will that thou henceforth attend on us.
May Iden live to merit such a bounty.
Buckingham, Somerset comes with the queen. Go bid her hide him quickly from the duke.
For 1,000 Yorks he shall not hide his head, but boldly stand and front him to his face.
How now? Is Somerset at liberty? Then York, unloose thy long imprisoned thoughts, and let thy tongue be equal with thy heart. Shall I endure the sight of Somerset? False king! Why hast thou broken faith with me? King did I call thee. Thou art not king, not fit to govern and rule multitudes. That head of thine doth not become a crown. Give place. By heaven thou shalt rule no more, or him whom heaven created for thy ruler.
O monstrous traitor, I arrest thee, York, of capital treason against king and crown. Obey, audacious traitor, kneel for grace.
Wouldst have me kneel? First, let me ask of these if they could brook I bow a knee to man. Sarah, call in my sons to be my bail. I know ere they'll have me go to war, they'll pawn their swords for my enfranchisement.
Call hither Clifford, bid him come amain, to say that the bastard boys of York shall be the surety to their traitor father.
The sons of York, thy betters in their birth, shall be their father's bail. See where they come. On board they'll make it good.
Oh, and here comes Clifford to deny their bail.
All health and happiness to my lord the king.
Well, we thank thee, Clifford. Say what news with thee. Nay, do not fright us with an angry look. We mock thy sovereign, Clifford. Kneel again. For mistaking so, we pardon thee.
This is my king, York. I do not mistake. But thou mistakes me much to think I do. Is the man grown mad?
Aye, Clifford, a bedlam and ambitious humor makes him oppose himself against his king.
He is a traitor. Let him to the tower and chop away that Baptist pate of his.
He is arrested but will not obey. His sons, he says, will give their word for him.
Will you not, sons?
Aye, noble father, if our words will serve.
And if words will not, then our weapons shall.
Why, what a brood of traitors have we here!
Look in a glass and call thy image so. I am thy sovereign, and thou a false-heart traitor. Call to the stake my two brave bears, that with the very shaking of their chains they may astonish these fell-lurking curs.
Are these thy bears? We'll bait thy bears to death, if thou darest bring them to the baiting place.
Oft have I seen a hot o'erweening cur run back and bite, because he was withheld, who, being suffered with the bear's foul paw, hath cleft his tail between his legs and cried, and such a piece of service will you do if you oppose yourselves to match Lord Warwick.
Hence heap of wrath, foul and digested lump, as crooked in thy manners as thy shape.
Nay, we will heat you thoroughly anon.
Take heed, lest by your heat you burn yourselves.
Why, Warwick, hath thy knee forgot to bow? Old Salisbury, shame to thy silver hair, thou mad misleader of thy brain-sick son. Oh, where is faith? Where is loyalty? For shame! In duty bend thy knee to me, that bows unto the grave with mickle age.
Lord, I've considered with myself the title of this most renowned duke, and in my conscience do repute his grace, the rightful heir to England's royal seat.
Hast thou not sworn allegiance unto me?
I have.
Canst thou dispense with heaven for such an oath?
'Tis great sin to swear unto a sin, but greater sin to keep a sinful oath.
Call Buckingham, bid him arm himself.
Call Buckingham, and all the friends thou hast. I am resolved for death or dignity.
The first I warrant thee, if dreams prove true.
You were best to go to bed and dream again, to keep thee from the tempest of the field.
I am resolved to bear a greater storm than any thou canst conjure up today.
And so to arms, victorious father, to quell the rebels and their accomplices.
Fie, charity for shame. Speak not in spite, for you shall sup with Jesu Christ tonight.
Thou stigmatic, that's more than thou canst tell.
If not in heaven, you'll surely sup in hell.
Clifford of Cumberland, 'tis where it calls! Clifford, I say, come forth and fight with me! Proud northern lord, Clifford of Cumberland, worked his horse with calling thee to arms! Come now, my noble lord, what's all afoot?
The deadly handed Clifford hath slew my steed, but match for match I have encountered him, and made a prey for carrion kites and crows, even of the bonny beast he loved so well.
Of one or both of us, the time is come!
Oh, Warwick! Seek thee out some other chase, for I myself must hunt this deer to death.
So nobly, York, 'tis for a crown thou fightst. What seest thou with me, York? Why dost thou pause?
By thy brave bearing should I be in love, but thou art so fast mine enemy.
Nor should thy prowess launch praise and esteem, but that 'tis shown ignobly and in treason.
Then let it help me now, against thy sword, as I in justice and true right express it.
My soul and body are the action both.
Ah! Thus war hath given thee peace, for thou art still. Peace with his soul, heaven, if it be thy will.
Shame and confusion, all is on the rout. Fear frames disorder, and disorder wounds where it should go. Oh, let the vile world end! Wast thou ordained, dear father, to lose thy youth in peace, and to achieve the silver livery of advised age, and thus to die in ruffian battle? York not our old men spares. No more will I bear babes. Meet I an infant of the house of York, into as many gobbets will I cut it, as wild Medea young Absyrtus did. In cruelty will I seek out my fame. Come, thou new ruin of old Clifford's house. There are nothing so heavy as these woes of mine.
So lie thou there, for underneath an alehouse paltry sign, the castle in St. Albans, Somerset hath made the witches famous in his death. Sword, hold thy temper. Heart, be wrathful still. Priests pray for enemies, but princes kill.
Away, my lord, or slow for shame, away!
Can we outrun the heavens? Good Margaret, stay!
What are you made of? You'll nor bite, nor fly! 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 now made in our breach will readily be stopped.
But that my heart's on future mischief set, I would speak blasphemy ere bid you fly, but fly you must. Away for your relief, away!
Of Salisbury, who can report of him, that winter lion? My noble father. 3 times today I holp him to his horse. 3 times we strid him, thrice I led him off, persuaded him from any further act. But still, where danger was, still there I met him. And like rich hangings in a homely house, so was his will in his old feeble body. Look where he comes.
When my sword will so fought today, by the mass, so did we all. I thank you, Richard. God knows how long it is I have to live, and it hath pleased him that 3 times today you have defended me from imminent death. Well, my lords, we have not got that which we have. It is not enough. Our foes are this time fled.
I know our safety is to after them. For as I hear, Henry is fled to London to call a present court of Parliament. Let us after him ere the writs go forth. What says Lord Warwick? Shall we after them?
After them! Nay, before them if we can. 'Twas a glorious day. St. Albans battle won by victorious York shall be eternized in all age to come. Sound drums and trumpets, and to London all!
London!